Hi everybody and welcome to Fireside with Spirit. My name is Heather Coleman, and as always it just takes a moment to kind of make sure the screen is oriented here. Um, Make sure we can see. There we are. Perfect. So happy Wednesday everybody, and people often ask, so I'm wearing aquamarine tonight, one of my favorite necklaces here, and I like that this is sort of a strong, like almost kind of like a deep for aquamarine, which I really like. I personally have always liked strong, clear colors, which goes along with my sign of Aries, which is a strong sign. So, guys, one of the first things that I want to do tonight is just give you all a heads up that Fireside will be changing to Sunday nights. Starting this coming Sunday, we will have a brief reading, very brief 3-card reading, and then we'll stay on Sundays at 9 o'clock from there on out. If you're on, say hello, guys, so that I know you're here. And in the meantime, for tonight, I have pre-selected 3 cards. What I want to do here is show you those 3 cards, give you some time to, whether you're on live or the replay, give you some time to really feel into which card might be for you tonight, and then we'll go from there. So here is card number 1. So, are you drawn to card number 1? Do you feel maybe a twinge around your belly? That's always for me. When I feel a warm feeling around my belly, that's how I know a card is for me. So here is card number 1. Here is card number 2. Card number 2. Are you drawn to card number 2? And here is card number 3. Are you drawn to card number 3? So give a little time for that to percolate here, and just a couple of things I want to make sure to announce. So first thing I want to do is make sure everybody knows that we do have an Angel Circle coming up on April 29th. That is a Saturday, 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. Tickets are $30. It is a 2-hour event. We have a guided meditation that is specifically tailored to your needs. Now, how is that possible? It's possible because when I run any event, I am channeling the entire time, meaning I am listening, hearing, and following the advice of the helping spirits, the nature spirits, the highest level guides that we can bring into those events. So your spirit guides, your advising guides, your deceased loved ones, and your angels. And when they give me things to say during the meditation, and I say those things are specifically geared to what you need right in that moment. So just keep that in mind. And of course, if the reading is so tailored to your needs, or the meditation, I should say, so is the reading. So everyone who attends that event will get their own individualized reading as part of that event. So I am super excited for that. That event, as are all my events, is that is a hybrid event. So what that means for our local people is you can attend in person or via Zoom. And of course, our non-local people, you can absolutely join us through Zoom. So it is April 29th, Saturday at 6 o'clock p.m. So let's get on to the cards here. So once again, I'm going to show you the cards for this week. We have card number 1. Card number 1. We also have here card number 2. Card number 2. And finally, are you drawn tonight or this week to card number 3? And keep in mind, guys, that even if you're on the replay, and even if this is quite a time after the fact, maybe you're finding this video 3 to 5 days later, this is still exactly what Spirit has for you right now. How do I know that? Because Archangel Gabrielle just told me exactly that. So it's super, super cool. And because people often ask this question, the card deck that I'm using this week is our Angel Answers Oracle deck by Radley Valentine. Okay, guys, so card number 1. Were you drawn to card number 1? So the card name is In the Near Future. So what does that mean for you? Whatever it is that you have been, let's say 2 different things. So anything you've been hoping for and anything you've been wondering, kind of questioning, is this thing going to happen? So if you've been wondering in your mind, is a situation going to start? Or is a change going to happen? Or is a certain situation going to end? The answer to that question for you would be in the near future. Generally, what I have observed is that when this card comes up, this would generally mean within 1 to 2 months, and that is the case for our reading tonight. Amy, hi, good to see you. How are you? So, again, card number 1, people, if there is a change you have been wondering about in either directly in your own life or maybe in a situation that sort of overlaps a bit with your situation, the answer is yes, that will happen in the near future. Another meaning of this card for you could be that if you have been hoping for something, trying to achieve something, and you've been saying, is this going to actually happen? Is this going to work? Here is your answer. Yes, in the near future. It's a very positive card. And the final aspect of this that the angels would like to see me discuss with you all is that, if you look at the imagery here, it's just an imagery of such love. And when I look at this and I look at how these two angels are in a place of love, they're hugging, they're leaning into one another, they're trusting. And when you look at their body language, if you really, really look at this, wouldn't you agree that the body language of these two angels could easily be that of lovers, of a husband and a wife, or a wife and a wife for that matter, or a boyfriend and a boyfriend, any of those things. But this body language could also be seen with a parent and a child, or even friends, Who's to say they're not taking a selfie on that, look, what is it, a sword? It's a little hard to tell. So when you look at just how much love you can see between these two angels, we are looking at a card of love. So the final message, and I love this message, the third sort of big meaning, meaty meaning to this is that if you have been hoping for love to come into your life or to amplify in a certain relationship, that's going to happen for you in the near future. And just keep in mind that, yep, that could absolutely be romantic love, but it's not limited to that. Maybe this could mean, let's just say, an amplification of love with a family member, or maybe a healing of a disagreement between a parent and a child. So it could be any of those things. So I love that card. I'm going to put that one aside. And let's take a look at the oh, Amy, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Woohoo! All right, guys, for our card number 2, people, were you drawn there? I also love this card. This reading this week, I just want to say now, you might notice is very, very positive. Now, Spirit is always positive. That being said, as many of you know who follow me, you know that Spirit does not bypass our negative. They validate. So what's particularly nice about our reading for this week is there's not a lot of really rough in these messages. It's an especially positive reading, and I love that. One thing I want to point out to you all as I show you the card, we're going to look at the image first, and whenever I notice synchronicities coming up in my own life with people I'm connected to, I always recognize them and take a moment to notice synchronicities, because synchronicities are a sign that you are in flow and co-creating super effectively, manifesting beautifully. So synchronicity, for those of you that either don't know what that is or want to learn more about it, I encourage you to go to my page and or my YouTube channel and find that video, because that is this week's Learn video, is synchronicity. Synchronicity is a situation or a state of being where you notice a lot of things coming up that seem to correlate and don't seem to have any obvious causal connection. So the idea that you notice coincidences, but they are more than that. These are synchronicities. So a synchronicity that I have been observing lately is so many cards with this sort of a posture shown by the image on the card. Now, some of you may have also noticed the card that I posted on Tuesday where there was a lovely angel in this position, just joyful, open, receiving. In fact, I off the top of my head don't even remember it was opportunity. I had to think. It was opportunity. And the image on this card, which is also from this deck, but it was a different card than this one. However, the image on this card was an angel just receiving blessings, love, and abundance from up above. Coins were falling onto this angel, And it was just a lovely, uplifting, positive card. And the message along with it, the message with that card was seize the day and congratulate yourself for all of the opportunities that you have already taken advantage of, and watch for additional ones. So lots of opportunities coming your way. This card, beautifully and wonderfully, is going to piggyback on that message. So when we again look at this image, just observe this amazing angel here. I hope I've got this close enough that people can see this. This beautiful angel, which to me, when I look at this angel, I see Gabrielle or Gabriel. However, you might look at this and immediately see another angel, and if so, that is the angel who is speaking to you this week. Notice that the purple and pink tips of the wings on this angel. So purple for knowledge, pink for self-love and love for others. So those are all aspects of this message. Gold for self-confidence, ambition, and drive. And what I love about this is the placement of these colors, and Spirit is really drawing my attention to this. So the gold is closest to the core of this angel. So she knows, or he, all right? So meaning if this angel to you is a he, cool, it's a he. To me, the angel's a she, but again, it's however you connect with this. So he or she, we're going to say, with that yellow closest to this person's core, this angel's core, I mean, really, their abdominals, right? The strong core. Yellow for the solar plexus chakra. Now, what does that mean? Ambition, confidence, a clear sense of self, ambition, a strong sense of driving purpose. So if you're drawn to card number 2, what that means is that you have all of that, and or you are developing all of that and really stepping into your power, meaning that you are represented by this beautiful angel, meaning that you are developing a super strong core sense of self, clear sense of direction, ambition, and the grit and stick-to-itiveness to manifest and see your projects through and make your goals materialize. That's why this card is titled Success with an exclamation point. So not just success, not just you've succeeded at this thing or that thing, fill in the blank, but you have succeeded with an exclamation point. And so you have already succeeded, you are succeeding right now, and you will be successful in the future. So I just love how big, uplifting, and positive this message is. And again, let's look at the colors and what that represents in terms of what are you succeeding at or on the verge of succeeding at. Well, first of all, everything we already talked about, represented by that yellow very close to this angel's core. Clear sense of self, ambition, strong boundaries, someone who is able to firmly speak their truth. And then that pink, so that love for self that grows from that strong core, manifesting good love into your life. Maybe it's been a while since you've been able to enter into a positive new relationship. That's what this is going to represent for you. And that would piggyback on this card. So those of you that are drawn to more than one card, one of the messages with card number 1 was that if you have been hoping for either a new relationship or an improvement or stronger connection in a current relationship, that's going to happen for you in the near future. So card number 1, people, keep that in mind. So if you were drawn to both, what that would mean for you, if card number 1 spoke to you and that message about relationships spoke to you, what this would also tell us is that you have succeeded in manifesting the dream relationship, a positive relationship, or you're going to be able to bring a relationship to that next amazing, fulfilling level. And then finally, again, that purple on the tips, knowledge and wisdom, and that others see that. So that purple around those wings is a message that other people in your life connected to you respect and see your wisdom and who you are. Card number 2, people, if you've had doubts in the past that people actually understand. So if you've had doubts about whether or not people actually understand who you are, that's going away in your life. So in other words, one meaning of success, card number 2, people, is you are successfully communicating and showing the world who you truly are. And that is being appreciated and respected. So I love all of the messages connected to card number 2. And I just am honored to bring you these messages. So let's put that card aside. And finally, let's look at card number 3. Card number 3. Now, before we get into the image and the message, I do want to briefly point out something that I love about this card deck, Angel Answers by Radley Valentine. Well, first of all, I love how clear and specific this deck is. This is one of the easiest card decks to use to read because of how clear the guidance is with this deck. And one thing that makes this deck super, super clear are the 3 types of cards. So the yellow cards, and we've already had one of those, these are timing cards. And so you might remember from just a minute or two here ago, our timing card number 1 is in the near future. Because some of you tonight are going to be drawn to all 3 cards, or this week. Some of you maybe not, but this way, those of you that are drawn to more than one card, you can start making those connections. So those cards with the yellow border are the timing cards. Now the pink border cards, and there are the most of those would be the messages, topic cards, messages from the angels. Now finally, and this is what card number 3 is, the blue border cards are yes/no cards. They don't all say just yes or no on them. 4 of them do. But in some way, all of those cards in their own way give you a yes or a no. And how many of these are there anyway? I think there's about 10 of them. So just keep in mind card number 3, people. This is going to give you an answer to a yes or no question. Some of you, before I show you this card, some of you are going to be thrilled with this answer. Some of you are not going to be happy. So here is card number 3. The answer is no. But one thing that's really good about this is that we have the word no without an exclamation point. Some of you might recall from just a moment ago, the exclamation points on this deck amplify these cards. In fact, I'm going to show you because some of you I know are super sensitive to energy. And just for a moment, I'm going to show you the difference between the 2 cards. This is the no, and this is the no with the exclamation point. There's a big difference if you look at the images, the energy. So keep in mind, those of you that maybe are disappointed by this, keep in mind that this is not a hard no. In my experience using this deck, when I have drawn this card, this could be like a no for now. In fact, some of you will resonate with this. Those of you that watch American Idol, when the judges will sometimes let down a contestant in the auditions, they'll say, you know what, it's a no for us right now, it's a no for American Idol, but it's not a no to being a singer as a career. Or come and see us another season, it's a no right now, it's not a never. So those of you that are disappointed by this card because we do not have the exclamation point, this is a no for the moment, maybe for this month or this year, but if whatever's on your mind, card number 3, people, if you're disappointed by this no, this doesn't mean that we're looking at a forever no. Now, those of you that are happy with this answer, just know that whatever you've been wondering, here's an example. Maybe your question, maybe what's been on your mind is my child going to be in serious trouble? No. And so maybe you're relieved, right? Keep in mind that you have a say over whether this remains a no. So those of you that are happy to see this card, just know that you have at least a good amount of influence on whether that situation stays that way. Finally, let's talk about the image. Again, we have a lot of purple for wisdom. And I love that the purple is by the feet of our angel. You know, this area of the physical body is the root system. Now, typically when we think of our root chakra, root system, we think of red or mud-colored, darker, black-brown, those types of colors. I love that we've got purple, which is usually like a dark purple, medium to dark purple, is usually associated with the crown chakra. I like when I see what's traditionally seen in the aura, flipped. So if you've got wisdom in your roots, it means you know where you're going. You know how to manage your money. You know how to manage your finances. And you've got this. You know, when I, again, look at this, it's almost like I'm getting the image here of someone being firm on their horse, able to drive their heels in and get it done. So, very powerful set of cards this week. Thank you, everybody, so much for being here with me tonight, and on the replay. And if you're on the replay, Facebook or YouTube, drop a comment and say hello. Let me know what resonated with you. My website is heatherlcoleman.com. Amy, if you're still on here, happy birthday again. Happy birthday to Amy. And everyone, we're going to sign off here. Keep your eyes open for this week's blog coming out tomorrow, which is all about synchronicity. Have a great night, everyone. Namaste.